So, welcome back. So, God doesn't oppose your sexuality, whether it's homosexuality or heterosexuality, transgenderism, and other types of sexuality that exist nowadays and that have somehow always existed. What He prohibits, that say someone who is straight will be gay, or vice versa. So if you have a nature that He created in this life, it doesn't mean that you're going to be homosexual for all your incarnations, or that you're going to be straight for all your incarnations. You can reincarnate with your soulmate partner in this life. You're a man, she's a woman, and then you can be a woman, and then another woman next to you, your partner, or two men, and so on. True people who are transgender. I mean, God can do anything. The most important thing is that you understand the prevalence of your energy and the duty towards God in a certain moment, and you follow it. So in the case of Lilith, she was created not a man, she was created a woman. Her energy was feminine, and it was different, as we said, from Adam's. That's not wrong. So she's always been scared and has never liked to be a woman. So I'm laughing when I read these comments about modern day Satanists where they say that Lilith um, is the advocate of women's rights, whereas uh, if for anything she couldn't make into reality the rights that she wanted to have with God, because those rights were wrong rights. So women's rights, usually, apart from this, that is a misconception, are usually right, especially in those countries where women suffer an inferior condition that is not meant to happen, because God forbids violence. And when God said that the woman has to follow the man, He meant that man has a leading role. It's not a chance, not a coincidence that God has the spirit and energy and body of an image of a man. So the image of God, like an old man, oldish, sitting on a throne, is kind of right. And so when feminism takes a wrong turn, it's when they start saying that women are worth more than men, or when they advocate their need to be on their own without a partner in order to be happy and fulfilled, or where, except a few cases where the incarnation is so disgraced and with very negative karma, when that's the only choice possible. But when they say choose career over your family. So although you want to have a job and you want to produce, you don't want to be a parasite, you don't want to be a demon, but and when you produce has to be wonderful, and has to be helping, and has to be what you have to do. If you have to be a janitor, don't aim to be, I don't know, a prophet, but you can still be the best at what you do, or you can still be what you need to be, but believe. Nobody's taking you away from your beliefs. Same time, if your path is to be a nun or a priest, you don't want to be taken away from it, and you don't want to suffer a detachment from your life purpose. So all of these demons have lost all their life purpose, if you will, including Lilith. She's lost everything that she was given, and she Again, she's a monster and she's becoming uglier and uglier and uglier. She's tormented daily. So that comes from the choice of having rejected God twice. First time when she renounced him. Second time when Adam cried and God sent him three angels, Sanoi, Sansanoi, and difficult to pronounce, Samanjalov. These three angels are now in a wonderful talisman that you can buy or print the image that I'm going to upload later on my Facebook group. And we are going to discuss what's the symbology on the talisman on there. It has beautiful Hebrew inscriptions and stuff that contrast the energy of Lilith. And I was reading them. I cannot read Hebrew, but through my angels I can read it. So I was reading it. Because not only demons speak languages, but angels communicate in different languages as well. So they can teach you those languages. They can teach you how to move things, or they can teach you how to bless people, how to save your people. I was watching, and I haven't finished it, unfortunately, but I was at the same time reciting the rosary, so I had to give everything a priority because there's too many holy things that you can do in the world. You cannot do them all at once. So I started saying the rosary, but the scene that I saw was when Moses, with what you can rightfully consider a wand, magical wand, just like the one that, but that figure is fictional, that Merlin has. So you can imagine the scene, if you haven't seen it, that Moses is running away from people in Egypt that are attacking him. They want to kill him, and just like in the story of Snow White, the adoptive mother of Moses, that was the queen of Egypt, tells the Pharaoh to slay Moses and to bring his blood in this recipient. And so she gives him an object to contain the blood. And it all sounds very comical, because there's no black magic that can bend the will of God in any way. So it's ridiculous to think that your gods or your demons from hell, after having lost the battle, the war, whichever you want to call it, because sometimes they say, we lost the battle, but we were going to win the war. There is not a difference. If you've lost once, you're gonna lose again. As they know, during the apocalypse, that's the war which they're gonna lose. So their kingdom only lasts, for a generation. Moses, why am I talking about him? Because to show you the majestic power of God, that he created this miracle where when he divided the waters, and then when he needed to curse, and you can curse too if you have enemies, when he wanted to curse, he made these waters fall back on the Egyptians, killing them. I cannot stress this concept enough, because you have to use magic as a tool, positive or negative, according to the situation that's presented naturally every time. Usually you want to use magic more for good purposes, but there's also good purposes that involve the suffering of other people. So again, that's what Moses did. It's never going to be that dramatic or tragic, or it's not going to involve death, but you can bless or curse at your will. I was mentioning Moses too, because it's important that in the end, it's God that gives all the punishments and all the rewards. It's through him. And some people think that God is a God of death only. No, he is a God of life, but as the Muslims know, one of his sacred names of Allah, who is God, is Al-Mumin, which means the one, the death bringer, so the one who brings death. That's not his only name, but that's one of his qualities. He can bring life and he can bring death. He can bring everything. So he is a God of life, but he can give death. So he is not even going to say that he's balanced, but because he doesn't only have two aspects. He has infinite aspects and qualities, as many as are the qualities manifested in the universe. He doesn't keep any of these qualities for himself. That's another difference between Mary and Lilith. Mary shares, Lilith keeps. Mary keeps her sanctity, Lilith wasted it. So Lilith is confused. Lilith is confused. So God is not, again, a God of death. God is a God of life, although he can give death. And to all of those people thinking that Satan can give powers, I'm here to tell you that he can only take power away from you the same way power was taken away from him. Like when he fell from the sky like lightning, that lightning was actually meaning that it was switching off. That energy, that light was switching off. He fell and then that was it, no more light. So Lilith is a woman that's authoritative but negative, in the sense that she wants everything her way without giving anything back in return. She is hollow in the inside, whereas Mary is full. Mary has the authority that comes from God, not the authority that comes from her. So Mary creates that connection to God that Lilith cuts off or tries to. Although that connection is somehow restored through the punishment that you have to go through in hell. So hell somehow reinforces the concept of the connection to God, intended as God is in that situation too, because he's punishing you. Although he's not there, you cannot see it. But a glimpse of light could be enough to save you and to give up on that stay if it's before the apocalypse. If not, then it's going to be stabilized. And before apocalypse come, we can always choose where to be, and every choice makes a difference. So Mother Mary is the one that takes care of you like a mother. Lilith is the one that kills children, so the protective mother and the assassin. Another difference is Mother Mary is the one that loves God. Lilith is the one that renounced him. Mother Mary is the one that loves her children and children in general. And her only child, Jesus, or Lilith, gave up all these aspects. And she doesn't have a human child. That's why she's after. I'm not cursing you, but I'm saying she's after children. She's after. So we have to be protected, not to be fearful, but to be protected in the Lord. So, and the power of his mind, that's the power to send away and ward off evil and demons. Mother Mary is also very understanding. Lilith, on the other hand, is very judgmental. So when you have a problem, Lilith is gonna say that she cannot help you, or in truth, that's what she's saying. And then Mother Mary is saying, yes, I can help you. If you did wrong, you can ask for forgiveness and be saved and be forgiven. But sometimes, usually, it can happen that all you need to do is ask. So Mary's understanding, listening, and caring. So stick to this role that's motherly, that's sweet, and reject once and for all those things that are as an illusion, coming to you as strength, but that in reality condemn you to the same damnation Lilith went through. So God bless you and stay in the light. Thank you.